even giving back. And what made me do this is because at some point I wish someone would have actually found me and would have said, hey, how can I give back to you?
Global Socialpreneurs is brought to you in part by Positive Talk Radio, KKNW 1150 AM in Seattle. Check them out at www.positivetalkradio.net.
Welcome to Global Socialpreneurs, a one-of-a-kind talk show showcasing expert social entrepreneurs. Learn their stories and their secrets to creating a sustainable impact. Now, here are your hosts, social entrepreneurs Ann Scottlin and SHAMETRIA Gonzalez.
Welcome back to Global Socialpreneurs. I'm Ann Scottlin, and normally my co-host, the amazing SHAMETRIA Gonzalez, is away today, traveling the world and promoting her own social entrepreneurship and working for the cause to stop human trafficking, as you know. So we miss her today, love her, and we'll see her next time. But thank you all for joining us here in this conversation. Global Socialpreneurs is a show that talks specifically about what does socialpreneurship mean, as in what does social entrepreneurship mean, and we introduce you to everyday social entrepreneurs around the world from all different parts of this country to, we had Africa last week, to England the last time, and everywhere in between. There's really no place you can't be a social entrepreneur, because a for-profit business that changes things on the ground is a significant contribution to society, whether it's just in your local community or all around the world. So thank you so much for helping us create awareness and this new conversation about social entrepreneurship. So today we're going to jump right in. I have an amazing guest that I've wanted to talk to for quite some time, and her name is Anquida Adams. She is a business consultant, a keynote speaker, and a socialpreneur, of course. Anquida is passionate about helping others find their personal and professional empowerment. Heck yeah to that. Not only the personal empowerment, but the professional empowerment. When they're together, you're unstoppable. She's the founder and CEO of ALA Brands, and she also advocates for people with disabilities to help them live an independent lifestyle and find emotional and financial fulfillment, which is an incredible job and an incredible need, that's for sure. She's the founder and CEO of her for-profit company, ALA Brands, and she also uses her profits to fund education and scholarships, specifically for professional development and equity, inclusion, and diversity in business. She is a queen of all trades. Please welcome Anquida Adams. Yes. So, wow, I am so impressed by the work you're doing. You're making such a tremendous impact in your community, leading by example as an incredible social entrepreneur.
Leading ALA brand consists of three businesses: ALA consulting firm, ALA event planning and management, and ALA World Foundation.
Say that one more time slowly, because I want everyone to know about this and should check it out. So it's
ALA Entrepreneurship and Startup 90-Day Accelerator Program.
So in one of the ways that you give back through your social entrepreneurship is through scholarships. And tell us a little bit about how much and how often and what those are for.
So I just want people to know that on any level or any journey of your career path of being an entrepreneur, no matter how much you have or how much less that you have, because especially me, you can always give back. So I know that there's always a down season within having a business. So within my down season, I make sure that I'm giving back to humanity. So what I'll do is I will do 2 scholarships per year of our 90-Day Accelerator program for entrepreneurs. It is worth $35,000, but it is free to you. This is money coming out of my pocket, money I could actually use, but it's free to you because I believe in giving back. And what made me do this is because at some point I wish someone would have actually found me and would have said, hey, how can I give back to you? And again, it's all about trying to figure out with what I have, what what do I have that I can give
Mhm.
back? It's a part of our entrepreneurship and startup 90-day accelerator program. It's a 90-day program, and what we do is we do two things that most people and most organizations don't do. We actually create a space where the entrepreneur gets an understanding of who they are, how they navigate through personal, professional, and also family circumstances, and actually bringing actualization, self-actualization to the midst before they become an entrepreneur. Because most entrepreneurs, they'll get out here, they're thinking that it's about money, but the money will come if you're in purpose and if you know yourself. You will not yield to any of the crazy stuff that people tell you have to jump through just to actually get to where you are. So you will learn how to discern throughout the entrepreneurship training, because it's like a month and a half, and then we go into startup. So you have that part to get yourself together, because now you are an aware entrepreneur, and you can be a socialpreneur and afterwards, because you know who you are and you know how you navigate yourself in the world around you. So when you go into the startup part, we actually help them with getting the name, like everything from their name to concept. They don't even have to have a concept of like what type of business they want. We'll figure it out before we get there. When we get there, that's when we do everything from doing the operations, what actual types of tech things that you need to like make sure that your business is okay. We make sure that they have clients before they even get clients before they even get out of the program.
But let's just start first of like a little bit about yourself and why it was so important for you to find a for-profit career that would help you give back.
So before I even started on my journey, I was how I started on this journey of disabilities and actually becoming awakened to being okay with my disabilities is because in 2000, I think 17, 18 or 19, one of those years, I was on a interviewing panel to interview with, it's called GSBA, and we interview individuals who are underrepresented within the LGBTQIA community. And so I was on this panel, and one this young this person, they were speaking about how they were deaf, and they said something around like there are not that many communication out there for deaf people, and they were saying when they graduated, if they get the scholarship, when they graduate, they're going to make sure that in the city of Seattle there are going to be more communications for people with deaf. And so after that, so it brought tears to my heart, because I was like, they talked about how in emergencies, like, it's hard for them to get help, especially deaf people. And I was thinking about as a whole, like people with disabilities. And what happens is, because I'm an empath and because I do my inner work, and I'm always thinking about co-creating with the universe, I said out loud, I was like, okay, I want to do more in disabilities. And so a month later, I got a chance to actually join the Seattle Disabilities Commission. And I was on the commission from that year, like 2018, all the way up to 2022. And I was a prominent member on that space, and I understood like how to like help the group. So I helped the group in a lot of ways. And then at the same time, I was on the King County Board for Developmental Disabilities. And while being in those spaces, it made me realize that the city and state are not doing the best that they can of what they can. And it's like, it's not that interdependent relationship. And so I said, well, I have a business and I'm utilizing my business to help out with the city and county. Well, let me go ahead and use that stuff that I'm giving them, that they're making profit from, and put it back into my business. And so in 2019, 19, I started putting back into my business. In 2020, I literally had a whole initiative around disabilities and inclusion. And now we're in the middle of creating a summit and expo around all disabilities, because I think there's a missing link of most people not understanding the ground level of what disability is. I wear glasses. I don't have my glasses on right now, but because my vision is not 20/20, that means I have a impaired vision disability. And it is small as to that part, and it's also big as, having cancer, or within the disabilities community, you can join at any time. You can, from birth to almost death, until you're on your deathbed. So it's up to you to figure out how do you get involved before time to make sure that we are helping out and aiding people with disability. Everybody have some type of disability.
Tell me, you had a couple personal challenges with studying yourself. I think you had, a couple things. Do you want to share what those are?
Yeah. So, and I guess this is part of my gift, and I think this is a gift that is helpful for me to understand and how I look and see others. I think this can be a lesson for other people. Like, because I have dyslexia and dysgraphia, and I'll explain what they are. Most people, if they are if they're on a 1D level of thinking, they only see the actual, oh, this person's has dyslexia or dysgraphia. Like, oh, this person's not intelligent. And so they will misconstrue that instead of having me come in and actually do my work that I do, because all the work that I do, it's pretty much, again, around systems. And I have an analytical mind, so I can see things that other people can't see. So dyslexia deals with, reading and reading, and dysgraphia deals with writing. So for me, my brain, and everyone is different when it comes to dyslexia and dysgraphia. With me in writing, so my brain takes out the articles, and so I just compute what the meat of what I need to say. And sometimes, because my brain is working too fast, and this is just how I navigate dysgraphia and also dyslexia, but dysgraphia right now, is that I'll have to type it out. And I've actually told people on LinkedIn, I will type it out, and it's not me being like incompetent, but work with me. I will type it out and then go back and then read through it and then edit the way that it should be. And so that's how I do it. And instead of me having to say, okay, well, you should do something about it, I'm like, that's me doing something about it. And or if someone's like, well, you should get someone to edit it and then do it for you, and I'm like, that is for me, that is not allowing me to have an dependent relationship. And I try to make sure that people understand the difference between independence, codependence, and interdependence. Interdependence works with you and the thing, instead of being so independent you cannot get help. So I try to make sure that I'm in interdependent relationships with myself and others. So with me doing it on my own, it shows other people that, hey, you have to look outside of degrees. You have to look outside of status. You have to look outside of the physical appearance, because we are more than just this thing that you see. If you look deeper, you'll find a person or people who are doing amazing things, and most people are looked over. And so I keep the misspells words up until I can actually change it. Not because I'm being rude or mean, or I don't want help. No, it's to allow other people to know that you can be smart, intelligent, and also be who you are, and be okay with the flaws of being a human being, but with those flaws, make sure you're working on them.
What would your advice be to, in particular, a social entrepreneur who is working to a for-profit business to help solve a social problem? From your own experience, what's one of the best things they can do for their business?
Find who you are. When you find yourself, it's easy for you to go in instead of going without. So when I say go in instead of going out, you have the answers, and all of the answers you need inside of you. And it's all about you tapping in and having those conversations with yourself, and asking those deep questions that that's there, and then wanting the answers. Because for you to change, you have to know and want to be aware of who you are, and the good, the bad, and the ugly. So when you come to that place of life of wanting to do that, everything that you can imagine possible will happen for you.
Wow. I love that. That is so beautiful. How perfectly said. What a perfect ending. Well, thank you so much for being with us today, Anquida. You have motivated and inspired me, and I know you're going to motivate and inspire thousands of people more just for those who are listening, watching, and tuning into this show. You all that are viewers, I can say you all. Let me think. I can do that. Y'all, I can do that better. I did live in the South for a while.
Well,
Y'all
I'm
can tune in. Yeah. You can tune in every Wednesday for our streaming show. That's at 12 p.m. Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific. And you can look in the comments and in the notes to the show to see the links to Anquida's businesses, to her variety of social entrepreneurships and her foundation. So check it out and see how we can help each other. If you want to find out more information about Global Socialpreneurs, you can go to Global Socialpreneurs, just like this show.com. Find out more about me, find out more about this incredible global community that I have been working to put together to create more content like this and to help support you in your own interest in global entrepreneurship, socialpreneurship. All right. Thank you, everybody. Please be kind to yourself today and be kind to others. We'll see you next time. Bye.